Welcome to the Cairo International Stadium, Egypt, for the second stop of the UIPM World Cup Series 2017. After stop one in Los Angeles last month, this is the second outing on a journey which will see athletes travel from Egypt to Hungary and on to Poland before the best 36 qualify to go to the all-important World Cup final in Lithuania in June. After a successful opening stop in Los Angeles, which saw an exciting battle in the men's final between Rio Olympic champion Russia's Alexander Lisun, Ukraine's Pavlo Tymoshenko and Hungary's Ben Demeter go right down to the final sprint to the line, and it was the Hungarian Demeter who held out for the win. In the women's event, it was 2016 World Cup final winner Lena Schöneborn from Germany who showed why she is the #1 ranked woman, taking the win ahead of Britain's Kate French and Russian Ekaterina Tereshkina. The mixed relay competition proved to be a real battle between Japan and Korea. It was the experienced Japanese pairing of Yang Soo-jin and Jung Jinhwa who claimed the gold. For those new to modern pentathlon, it's a multi-skilled challenge which sees athletes put to the test over 5 disciplines. A 200-metre swim, a round-robin épée fencing with a bonus round. The riding sees the athletes complete a show jumping course in a set time, and the combined laser pistol shooting and 3,200-metre run event. So we'll be coming live to that climax event shortly, but first, let's catch up with the action so far from the mixed relay with USA's 4-time Olympian Rob Stuhl.
Thank you, Heather. We are here again at the Olympic Stadium. My name's Rob Stuhl. I'm joined by Walid Saeed from Egypt. This is day number 5 of this Cairo World Cup. We're starting with the swimming event. This is the mixed relay, 1 woman, 1 man. The women lead off. It's a 200-meter freestyle, 100 meters per athlete. 8 countries in this mixed relay final. Keep your eye on lane number 3. Lane number 3 is Japan. Lane number 4, UK, and lane number 5, Kazakhstan. Lane number 3, Japan. So Natsumi Tominaga, Walid, Natsumi Tominaga swimming her thing. Can you talk a little bit about the Japan? It's 100 meters. This is a sprint.
Yeah, Japanese team, they are very fast swimmer. And I think that they are prepared for this competition. They get a medal in World Cup number 1 in LA.
So you have Natsumi Tominaga in 3. And out in lane number 2, we have Italy. Actually, that's Kazakhstan. My apologies. In 2 is Kazakhstan. 3 is Japan.
And
UK
in 4, yes.
100 meters. Tominaga swimming for Japan.
She's leading the race till now.
Yep, and she's handing off, Tominaga hands off to Tomoyuki Ono, leading off for Japan. Joanna Muir for the UK is handing off to Miles Pillage. Pillage is a drop-dead sprinter. This guy's fast.
Look at this sprint.
Look at Miles.
Yeah.
His first 50-meter, he is gaining every stroke. He's moving up 6 inches on each stroke, and he's coming to the 50-meter mark.
He's a really strong swimmer.
Miles Pillage at the 50-meter mark has already made up the entire distance on Japan. In fact, he comes off the wall. He's a half a body length ahead. So Pillage for the UK out front. Ono for Japan trying to hang on to second. Back in third, we're looking at Kazakhstan out in lane number 2.
This way, I think it's Great Britain,
Well, the mixed relay is a sprint. The mixed relay is a lot of fun. It's an addition, and I got to say, modern pentathlon was his first sport 7 years ago to initiate the mixed relay. And there we go. Miles Pillage from the UK. UK gets the win. Japan picks up second. Kazakhstan in third. And let's go down to Heather. Heather has the victorious British team. They'll want to say a few words.
It's a good start for us to win the swim overall, get some good points. And now we've got to just try and continue that in the fence and keep in the lead, hopefully.
As long as we have a good performance, I think then we should be in medal contention. We just need to focus on what we're doing, and hopefully that will sort itself out in the leaderboard.
And we've got the leaderboard there. Great Britain on top, starting off the first event, followed by Japan, Kazakhstan, Italy, and Russia, our top 5. Again, the mixed relay, exciting event. Everything's half the distances. It's the full pentathlon, but it's split between 2 people. 1 male. Pentathlon was the first sport in the Youth Olympic Games in Singapore to actually initiate the mixed relay. We move on now to the fencing event. This is the team fencing. So one team against another. Again, it's one touch épée, right?
Today they were playing 3 touches because number of teams. We start with ladies first. The female athletes, they start first against each other, and then the male athletes. And now we move to bonus round.
So let's talk a little bit about what happened in the individual. The round robin, you had Belarus on top, followed by Japan in second, Great Britain in third. In terms of, with the victory, so you had 26 to 23 to 21 in terms of victories.
Yeah.
This is the bonus round. This is the opportunity for the athletes to be showcased. We're looking at Joanna Muir representing Great Britain. Her opponent representing Russia. Is Batashova. So again, these athletes will fence
30 seconds.
So it's 30 seconds, one touch épée, which means you can touch any part of the body. The higher ranked fencer, oh wow. So Joanna, she slipped on the piece. She's fine.
Yeah.
Big smile comes up. She's okay. You have to worry about that sometimes.
So now we're going to be followed by the male athletes.
Right.
And now Russian team, they have one touch, so 1-0. We have the possibility now that Great Britain, they can, if they get one touch, so it will going to be 1-1. We're going to make another touch to see who will going to stay on the piste.
So you've got here Miles Pillage for Great Britain. There's a good shot of Miles. His opponent, Alexander Livanov. Now, I've got to tell you that Livanov, no question, has more experience than Miles. But
fencing is fencing.
Yeah,
always.
Fencing is fencing.
Yes.
So you see they're getting the hookup. They're doing the hookup, and here we are. Now, this is day number 5. These guys are tired. They've had 2 days of semifinals, 2 days of finals. This is the 5th day. The last set of medals going to be given out here again in the mixed relay. And I'll tell you, it is fascinating. The UIPM has proposed to the IOC a mixed relay for the Olympic Games, and it's a very exciting format that the UIPM has come up with, and we're hoping that it adds something different to the Olympic program, and we're all very excited about it. We'll see that. We'll talk about that when we get to the laser run.
Yeah, sure.
But here we go again. Russia has the advantage.
Yes, 1-0.
1-0. Livanov, all he needs is one hit. Livanov on the right, Pillage on the left. Livanov from the strong Russian program, strong Russian school. There's no shortage of fencers in Russia, that's for sure. Again, 30 seconds. You can see they're inside 10 seconds there on the clock. 4, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. And Livanov, he let time expire because they were the higher ranked team, and he gets the victory. So it's going to be.
It's good tactic.
And that shows you. Listen, Miles is a relative newcomer to the Senior World Cup circuit. That shows a little bit of an experience there. That would have been an opportunity. He needed to go for it.
Yes, of course.
I mean, to let time expire was not the thing to do. Should have gone after Livanov, even risking the loss. If you let time expire, it's.
Yeah, of course, that's.
And Livanov, Livanov with the more experienced athlete pulled that out. Here's our next team. That's going to bring up Japan.
Japan, yes.
So again, Natsumi Tominaga and the team of Ono, and it's Tomoyuki Ono and Natsumi Tominaga.
Yeah. Because we have already the male athletes on the piste, so we start by male athletes.
So the gender that finished is the gender that starts.
Yes.
Again,
exactly.
it's the opportunity to showcase these athletes. It's a single strip. You saw all the strips in the round robin. The single strip format has really become very successful. Ono on the left for Japan, Livanov for Russia on the right, and it's a double
touch.
It's a Japan victory.
Yeah.
Japan has the one victory. Ono, by the way, is the best fencer for Japan. We had the opportunity to watch him train when the Japanese team came to Colorado Springs, the U.S. Olympic Training Center, and it was really fun. He loves the sport, loves the event. You can always tell the guys there's Natsumi Tominaga. She's a sweetheart. She's always got a big smile. She's always the friendliest, nicest. The Japanese team, they're ramping up for Tokyo 2020.
Oh yes, of course. That's the time for Japan now.
So the team. So we've got
Now 1-0 to Japan.
That's right. So Batashova on the right for Russia, Tominaga on the left for Japan. Batashova, she needs 2 touches. She's got to get them both, or it's going to be a Japanese victory. And I think she got it.
She got one.
She got one. That's going to tie it up.
Yes.
So Batashova against Tominaga, Russia, Japan. It's now a tied score. It's 1-1. They got 30 seconds. Who do you think is going to get this, Waleed?
I think that's.
Come on, don't hedge your bet. Tominaga pulls it out. So it's a Japanese victory.
Actually, I was thinking to go for Russia.
You know what? If you had asked me that, I would have gone with Russia too.
Yeah.
But you know what? Tominaga, over the next 4 years, it's going to be exciting to watch the Japanese progress, because when you're the host nation, you have the opportunity, you have resources.
Of course.
Your country will spend more money to develop, so they want to have a good showing in their own country.
Exactly.
So we're going to bring up now the team representing Belarus. This is the final match. So the final match of the bonus round. Again, this is an opportunity for athletes to earn bonus points. You saw the round robin. All the athletes, these are athletes who are ranked, well, here we are, the final, the top 8 teams. They're ranked 1 through 8. And then they do this bonus round, which allows them to be showcased. So we start with the women, since they finished in the previous bout. And we're looking at Prasyantsova for Belarus on the right, and Tominaga for Japan on the left. Look at Prasyantsova, the way she holds. She's on a French grip, long arm, but she's really extending her front leg.
Yes,
she got it.
She got it.
Yeah. One touch. So Belarus has a 1-point victory, 1-touch victory over Japan. We'll bring up the men. And here we go. For Belarus, we have Kirill Kazyanik. Kirill Kazyanik. And his opponent, again, is Tomoyuki Ono.
He's a strong fencer.
Now, this is going to be interesting because Ono, again, he is the best fencer for Japan.
Yeah.
He's great. Kirill Kazyanik from Belarus really fences. Look, they're both on French grip.
Yes.
Which, for those of you at home, the French grip is a single, and he got it. That was a nice stop hit. He did a drop stop hit. He dropped low.
Yeah, very
perfect
good time.
timing. Extended his arm. He's a big, tall guy. He's over 6 feet tall. He got the victory there.
The winner of the fencing.
So that's it.
Yeah.
Belarus wins the bonus round. You see the red coat there. That's the technical delegate from the UIPM, and he is there to do the draw for horses. So the winning team will stick their hand in that bucket for the final time here in Cairo, Egypt, at this World Cup. There's Sami Awad shaking the hands, giving the flowers, the obligatory flowers to the victorious Belarusians.
Yep.
And there's Mihail Prokopenko, from Belarus, also technical delegate. They stick their hand, and she's feeling around, and she is drawing.
The group number 5.
So horse group number 5. So here's the leaderboard following 2 events, swimming and fencing. Belarus on top, Japan in second. It's going to be an exciting ride. Now let's talk a little bit about the ride as we watch these beauty shots of fencing. The teams. This is the team of Great Britain. We're starting with team ranked number 7 after 2 events. The ladies will lead off. So there's Joanna Muir. Again, the team stays in a box. The 2 horses are in a box. We see the
changing zone.
They leave the box, the changing zone, and it's an 8 jump, 8 obstacles. Joanna Muir. Again, the British team really strong in terms of equestrian skill. They are
a strong program.
Yeah, they really are. And we've watched them all week perform admirably here. Kate,
exactly.
With Kate French, of course, winning yesterday's women's final.
Yep.
I love watching Joanna Muir compete. Because it's really clear she loves it. She's always got a big smile, always laughing, enjoying herself. She's a serious fighting competitor.
Yeah.
But she loves what she's doing.
Yeah, of course. And clear round so far for her. And now she's going to the changing zone, and
she hands off to Miles Pillage.
Yeah.
So we had a clear round for Joanna Muir for Great Britain.
Exactly.
And this is so Joanna rode, her horse's name was Magic, and we see Miles Pillage, he is riding Dongle.
Dongle, yes.
Yeah, Dongle, and Miles, is again, a young athlete on the senior circuit. No shortage of athletes in the British program. They have a long line of great athletes in the modern pentathlon. I noticed when I was watching this, when I was looking as I'm watching the course here, they come off the first fence, they have one left-hand turn, and then everything is a right-hand turn. It's 3 series of right-hand turns.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh boy!
Did
you see the twist there on the hindquarters?
Yeah.
Miles got a little lucky there.
Yes, really
and
lucky.
He rides into the arena, into the booth.
Yeah, just only. They get the penalty point for time, exceeding time.
So they were 5 seconds, so it's 1 point per penalty. She's happy. I'm not sure what she's shaking her head at, but it's 295 out of a total of 300, which is an excellent ride score.
Yeah.
So they lead off. There are 6 teams remaining, and they are the leaders. We're looking at Great Britain. I'm sure they're very happy as they're leaving the arena. We'll wait for our next team to enter. But the horses. I was talking to the Egyptian president. He said they were provided locally through a series of providers, not one particular provider, but a series of providers.
Yeah, that's true. The horses is coming from Egyptian Riding Academy, coming also from Asar Riding Academy, some of them from Army, and also from Egyptian Federation horses.
Now it looks like we have the team for Japan entering, and clearly we're looking at 2 members of the Japanese Armed Services. So again, the team Tomoyuki Ono and Natsumi Tominaga coming into the arena for their riding event. Again, the ladies will go first. As we're watching, of course, we are watching, the audience is watching the highlights here as we're leading into the final event. I just heard the announcer say in the stadium that there's 10 minutes to start the laser run.
Yep.
So they may cut us, we may cut us short here in terms of how many riders. So we're watching Japan, and we'll have Natsumi Tominaga. Now Natsumi, Natsumi Tominaga, let's see what the name of her horse. Gems Bond. Not James, but Gems. Gems. Gems Bond. Gems is thinking, I'm really kind of obstinate. I'm not sure I got up on the wrong side of the stall there this morning, and
But finally, okay.
Here we go.
Just do it.
And we're off to the races. Again, 8 jumps. It's a beautiful, beautiful horse. Warm blood.
Yeah, doing well.
Yeah, Natsumi Tominaga.
Yeah, we have to say also that Japanese team, they make a lot of improvement in riding in last season, starting from last season. And I think that's probably they are getting ready for next Olympics.
Well, no question. I mean, everybody here has nothing but Tokyo on their mind. But it's a long road. It's a 4-year road to Tokyo. Now,
yeah, of course.
I'm not sure what we can commentate on Natsumi Tominaga's ride here. She's got a beautiful horse. She's riding him very, very well. Everything is perfect. She's got him in hand. Good seat, good leg. And here's her teammate, Tomoyuki Ono. Little handsy there, but again, so that for those of you, if this is the first time you've been watching a modern pentathlon competition, they only had 20 minutes in the warm-up arena with these horses. They drew this group. The group had 2 horses in it. They can choose which of the 2 horses they will ride.
Yes, the coach can decide 5 minutes before going to arena which athlete with which horse.
Yes. So, and a lot of times, you see him. He popped in and out of the booth
zone,
there on his right-hand turn, heading over to fence number 6. He's going to the stick there. He feels like he doesn't have enough pace.
Yeah.
But it's
his horse getting big steps.
Yeah, it's a big strided horse. Got a big strided horse here. He crosses the finish line. The start-finish line, of course, is at the box. And it looks like they had a score
perfect time,
279. So they had a ride score of 279, which means they had 21 points worth of penalties.
Yeah.
So 3 rails. 1 rail is 7 points, so 21 points would be 3 rails. Yeah. And that takes Japan. They will leave the arena. And I believe we're going to see, I think it's Belarus is coming in next, but we'll see here. I know that we want to go live to the laser run. So let's see what they're bringing in Belarus. So you're looking at the team of Belarus. They are our leaders. So the team of Belarus is Irina Prazyantsova and Kryl Kazniak. So Irina drew Sonyorita, and her partner Kryl is on Olivia.
Yep.
You know, I don't blame these horses. You see they're being a little bit, I'll just use the word obstinate, but he's in the arena. This is day number 5. These horses are, you know what, I'm good, I'm done here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I really want to do this again.
This was going to be really interesting because yesterday I saw that with Olivia there was some little bit difficulty yesterday, and I'm wondering to see this horse with Kazniak today. You know, it's
Sure.
not an easy horse.
You know, and I love looking at these guys in their military uniforms. Again, Kryl Kazniak in the Belarusian Army uniform. That brings us back to the original days of the modern pentathlon and sport in general, frankly. But the original, the armies of the world adopted the sport of modern pentathlon more than 100 years ago.
Exactly.
I mean, for the United States, it was George Patton. There we go, Prazyantsova over fence number 1. George Patton, then a young lieutenant.
Yeah, she's going really forward.
Well, you know why? Because the horse was obstinate, and so she feels. Prazyantsova has a lot of experience. She's keeping him away. She's holding his head out of that turn so he doesn't deteriorate that arc there.
Yeah.
And over 4 and 5, coming around to 6, the vertical. She's keeping a good pace.
Yeah.
I see she's using her spur.
And she keep very good balance also.
Yeah.
And
she's built like a jockey. She's not a tall athlete. She's
Exactly.
short. Well done for a horse that clearly was a handful. Kryl Kazniak, her teammate here, she passes off to Kryl in this mixed relay format. Kryl not wearing spurs, so I'm guessing this horse was a handful in the warm-up arena and he took his spurs off. He's carrying his hands a little high, short range, but Kryl's a big guy.
Exactly. Yeah.
High center of gravity, and again, in pentathlon, it's not necessarily like that. He was a little behind. It's not necessarily the prettiest looking course. He just came in too fast.
Exactly.
He just came in too fast.
There was no space for the horse to race.
Too close to the vertical, came up underneath, pulled the rail. Here's the final line, but it's only one rail.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think.
And you know what?
They are
there you
leading
go.
the competition. Yeah.
So let's see how they did. Let's see what the judges award them. One rail, 293. 293, one rail. And they are going to stay in first place. Belarus, our leader, going into the laser run, followed by Great Britain, Japan, Hungary, and Kazakhstan, rounding out the top 5. But I will see what the handicap is here momentarily, leading into the laser run. It's all going to come down. The laser run for the mixed relay is a very, very exciting thing. It's worth noting that absolutely, here we go back to the leaderboard. There's the handicaps. Belarus on top. They got a 22-second lead over Great Britain, additional 8 seconds over Japan, so 30 over Japan and 53 ahead of Hungary. It looks to me like I don't think Hungary 53 seconds back is going to be able to pull into the podium, but I think that order between our top 3, our top 3 teams.
Everything can happen in combined events. Everything can happen in laser run shooting.
Not everything. You think everything? I'm wondering about everything. That's a pretty free use of the word everything, Waleed.
We'll see.
Yeah, everything. Well, let's take a look at this. Let's analyze this. Prazyantsova, Kryl Kazniak, their lead. We just heard from the announcer 3 minutes to start. So we have 3 minutes to fill here and talk a little bit about the laser run. There's Tominaga waving to her friends in the stands. This is day 5. I can't emphasize that enough. Athletes are tired. Yesterday was the women's final. All of these athletes were in the final. You notice the numbering system there for from Italy. You have Irene Prampolini. She's wearing the A indicates the first athlete off. Of course, her team number is 6. The Italians have not had the best of days today, But let's talk again. Irina Prasyantsova, a great combined athlete.
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
And it's interesting. We call it the laser run. We call it the combine. The combine was the original term for this discipline because it combines running and shooting.
Exactly.
We have now the new terminology is laser run because frankly that's what they're doing. They're shooting lasers and they're running.
Yeah.
The UIPM being one of the frankly best innovators within the Olympic movement moved from the time when you and I shot, Waleed, from 22 caliber, we went to air pistol with pellets,
Exactly, yeah.
now to lasers, and always looking toward innovation. The proposal in front of the IOC for the 2020 Games is this event. It is the mixed relay.
Exactly.
And it's this event, and the additional piece to this is they have put obstacles in the running portion of this they're more severe than, say, a steeplechase obstacle, but not as severe as climbing nets and that kind of thing. But it's being tested by the International Federation, and the tests I've seen have been very, very exciting.
Yeah.
So Joanna Muir will lead off for the Great Britain, and Natsumi Tominaga. But Prasyantsova, she's got a 22-second lead. I think she's going to increase that lead. Kirill Kozniak. I think the race is going to be for the silver medal. I think the race is going to be between Great Britain and Japan for second. I think that's what we're really talking about.
After girls shooting, it might be some changes, but we'll see.
And they're off. We have out front representing Belarus, Irina Prasyantsova. She has a 22-second lead over the field. Here's a 22-second handicap. Again, this is the final of the mixed relay, the top 8 teams. This is day number 5. This is the last event of this Cairo World Cup, the second World Cup of the 2017 season, and this first year, this first stop, as I like to say, on the road to Tokyo. And she's got 4 hits, now she's got 5. She will run, each athlete will run 2 laps.
Two laps of 800 meters.
And 2 shooting series. So here comes Tominaga, and just a few seconds after her will be Joanna Muir. So Muir's on the line.
Yeah, I can see in the range that.
So actually, I was mistaken. Tominaga was following Muir. So Joanna's in second.
Yes.
Tominaga is in third.
Yeah.
And there it goes. Now look at the stride on Joanna Muir.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know she had that in her. Look at that stride length. That's impressive. So Prasyantsova, I know, is a strong runner, but Muir is going to try to make that 22 seconds up. Miles Pillage, what do when Joanna hands off to Miles, does he have the experience, to hold together to try to go after a gold medal here at the World Cup level?
Yes, she can, because 2 times 800 meter for pentathletes, it's a kind of short race, and I believe that all of them, they're going to make it for full speed.
Look, Joanna Muir.
She maintained her speed.
I mean, it looks like she looks like Mo Farah out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Joanna Muir, Allison Felix, if she was American. She's got a great stride. That's a 180-degree turn. The athletes come to nearly a dead stop to negotiate that 180, and it's in deep sand. So I'm always amazed at how much leg strength it takes to come out of that turn.
A lot of energy.
Yeah, and then pick up your speed again. So there's Prasyantsova for Belarus, our leader, still out front. And then Muir, followed by Joanna Muir for Great Britain, and then Natsumi Tominaga from Japan.
Exactly.
Now, Elena Potapenko is in 4th place. Tamara Alexiev for Hungary is in 4th. Potapenko 5th from Kazakhstan. But still, I think there may be a race there. Joanna Muir maintaining that stride length. The athletes will be coming back onto the shooting range for their second series. Their second shooting series.
Yeah.
And our leader, it looks like she's about 120 meters off the range, away from the range, Prasyantsova. Let's see how she handles this second shooting series. She's about 75 meters away from the range.
Look at running here with energy.
Listen, I tell you what, I wouldn't want to get in her way. She's strong. She's a strong athlete. So let's take a look at this time, how she's cut it down a bit. She shaved off on that lead. Prasyantsova coming onto the line for her second shooting series. And here comes Joanna Muir.
First shot miss. Second one missing.
I'll tell you what,
Wow.
it's going to happen here for the women's side. So
But
Praziansova
she's
has
done.
5. She has
She's
her
done.
5.
Yeah.
Go Praziansova. She's off on her second and final 800 meters. Let's see how Joanna does. She's got 2 hits. Each hit, of course, indicated
She's
by a
doing
green
well.
light. She's 4 and 5.
That's
So
really exciting.
And
you
I
know?
put a stopwatch on that, and
Wow.
she has cut the distance between her and Praziansova in half.
Wow.
So Praziansova started with a 22-second lead. She now has a 12-second lead. So Praziansova 12 seconds ahead of Joanna Muir. Let's see how close. Joanna Muir, if she has the strength to close the distance any closer, to give Miles Pillage a chance to overtake Kirill Kazhnik. But
Exactly.
Kirill Kazhnik he's just a strong athlete. He's a strong runner. The Eastern Europeans tend to be very, very good at the laser run.
Yeah,
I'm very curious.
especially
I
Belarusian.
don't know Miles Pillage very well at all in terms of his background, but it's going to be interesting. And again, what was really interesting in this entire competition, all 5 days,
Exactly.
have been the new faces. Praziansova is not a new face. Joanna Muir is just coming on the tail end of last season, of the last season being the 2016 quadrennium leading to the Rio Games.
The difference now between Belarus and Great Britain just only 15 seconds instead of 22.
So Praziansova is actually moved
she's
up
doing
3
great job.
seconds.
Yeah.
So we'll see again. We're going to see Irina Praziansova handing off to her teammate. She'll tag off, and the tag process is, of course, just any sort of body contact, slapping hands or whatever, and then it'll go. And they are about 150 meters from the tag-off zone.
Exactly.
So let's see what we've got amongst our leaders. So we do have a race shaping up here. It's and you never know, anything can happen in the laser run. Absolutely everything.
Exactly.
And imagine if you had obstacles out there with these athletes hopping over obstacles as they were
They
running.
were going to be more exciting.
Even more exciting.
Yeah.
So I hope you
Exactly.
thanks the way we do, and realize the addition and what this sport would actually mean to the Olympic program. Here's Praziansova. She's picking up speed. So we're both gonna start our watches as we hand up.
Exactly.
She hands off to Kirill Kazhnik. Kirill Kazhnik from Belarus is coming onto the line.
Wow.
Shooting in position number 1.
She make a great job.
Wow, here comes Joanna Muir. She
make a great
wow.
job.
She's hanging on.
With 12 seconds. 12.
Boy, we got a harmony going on there. So let's
It is
go
possible.
to the range. Kirill has 2 hits.
Yeah.
If Miles Pillage, if he can dead-eye it, if this guy's a dead-eye, he's got 1, and Kirill's got his 5, so Kirill is out. Look at the stride length on Kirill.
Yeah.
And Miles has got 4, and he's got a miss. And there goes Miles. 11 seconds.
11 seconds.
So
Still.
he made up 1 second.
Exactly.
He made up 1 second.
Exactly.
Let's see but look at that stride length on Kazhnik. I mean, the guys, I just don't know.
And I can see now.
And then you take a look at Miles Pillage, just like his body.
Yeah.
He's a strong guy.
Rob, we have changed for the third place. Now Hungarian team
Has
moved
moved to
up
the
to the
third?
third place, yes.
Wow. So Hungary, that's a big gain. That means they've overtaken Japan.
Exactly.
But we may have a race here for the gold medal. I want to see how Miles, Kirill had a long stride length, but he doesn't have. Do you remember how light in the?
Wow.
Joanna Muir was really light.
Wow, that's so exciting. The Hungarian, he starts really very fast.
Well, he's trying to hold on to that podium.
Yeah, of course.
But look at Miles. Look at Miles Pillage now. He has lengthened in his stride length.
Yeah, he's increasing his speed. He's
I'll
increasing.
tell you what, it is going to come down to the final shooting series.
Exactly.
If Kirill has a couple of misses and Miles doesn't, we may have ourselves a real horse race on this
Exactly.
last 800 meters. It's going to be an exciting finish.
Now it's really close.
I'm gonna clock him here and see what's happening between Miles. Go back to my track coach days, which I was not a very successful track coach. But let's see. No, I'm getting 13 seconds.
13 seconds, me too.
So Kirill Koznick has actually lengthened his distance by 2 seconds since they left the shooting range.
Yes.
Well, let's see though. Let's see what happens on the range. Kirill Koznick coming back onto the shooting range.
And the final one.
This is the final. This is the last shooting series of this World Cup. This shooting range has seen a lot of use over the last 5 days, but this is the last shooting series. Belarus on top, coming in to shoot in position number 1.
Getting ready.
He's relaxing. Kirill knows he's got to miss.
One miss, yeah.
And he's got to hit. 2 hits. He's got it in the bag. 3 hits. Look how smooth that is. 4 hits.
4.
I think that's all she wrote.
Okay, I
Only
think
one miss.
that's what's gonna be. Yeah.
You know, and if you want, and look, he's still got that length. Miles, he's got a miss there, and Miles doesn't have the speed that Kirill had on the shoot, on the lift. It's already 16. It's a 16-second gap.
Yeah.
That's.
I think that's difficult.
Too much.
That's
Too
difficult.
much.
Yes.
Let's take a look and see what we've got going on. Let's see what we've got with the race for the bronze medal. So Hungary is on the range, and he's got Japan. There's Japan shooting on target number 6. Hungary shooting on target number 8. It's got 2 hits.
Exactly.
Hungary has 3. This is the battle for the bronze. And there's in shooting, and there goes Hungary.
Yes.
And that's going to be enough. You know, I love to see exciting races, but I have to say this race is over. You've got Kirill Koznick for Belarus.
Exactly.
It's all over but the crying. You know, the fat lady, I think, is on the stage about ready to sing at the end of this opera. Kirill Koznick from Belarus. Belarus is going to get the win. Great Britain's going to pick up a silver to add to Kate French's gold yesterday. And Hungary is going to pick up that bronze.
You know, I saw also now that Italian team moved to the 4th place over Japanese team.
Well, Japan is obviously got to work on their laser run capabilities, but then they've got 3.5 years to do it. This is early in the season. It's the second World Cup, 2017, and you're looking for Hungary. You are looking at Tamás Frolik for Hungary. And there is a good shot of Miles Pillage. And you look, Miles is relaxed. He knows the gold medal's out of reach.
Yes.
And there is our leader, Koznick from Belarus. And he's on the home stretch coming back for his, I can see him now in the arena. There's it looks to me about 65, 70 meters. Koznick is easing up. He's easing up. And there's Frolik from Hungary. He's clearly a strong 800-meter runner. And Kirill Koznick and Irina Prozhantsova. So the team of Irina Prozhantsova and Kirill Koznick pick up the gold medal, the final gold medal of this World Cup here from Cairo, Egypt. It's been a wonderful 5 days. Great organizing committee. Here's Miles Pillage. He just slipped a bit in the sand back there. Miles Pillage, the team of Joanna Muir and Miles Pillage. Couldn't happen to a nicer 2 athletes. And here is picking up the bronze medal will be the team of Hungary. And this is Tamara Alexiev and Tamás Frolik. Tamás Frolik, I tell you, there you could see.
Yeah.
They had to run themselves from 4th to 3rd. They had their work cut out for them, and they did it.
23 seconds.
Yeah, they had a hike. They really had something to do there. They had their work. They pulled it off. And you gotta give credit where credit's due. Heather's got the winners, and we'll hear from the gold medalist today.
Congratulations to the team of Belarus. How are you feeling after your victory?
I'm feeling very good because this day very nice. We win fans, we good swim, right nice, and shooting so bad because we won this win.
And Kirill, going into the final shooting phase, you had pressure. Great Britain were chasing. Did you think you were going to win the competition?
Very nice.
О чем ты думал на последней стрельбе, после последней стрельбы, когда убегал? Ты думал, что он тебя нагонял? Ты думал, что он тебя догонит?
Нет, все было спокойно, все запас был. Я знал, что последнюю стрельбу я на пульсе стреляю хорошо и спокойно стреляю.
Can you, Irina, tell us a little bit? The pressure was building from Great Britain. How did you feel at the last moments?
I think that Kirill can shoot good because he mobilizations. I see 1, 2, 3. Oh, see, yeah, oh, go. I think that we see first.
Well, congratulations, both of you. Enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, well, do stay with us. We're going to bring you the prize giving right here very shortly.
There's our bronze medalists, the team representing Hungary. We have Tamara Alexiev and Tamas Frölich. You know, I've been watching Tamara Alexiev compete for a number of years now. She is a consummate competitor. Her family, her father did modern pentathlon years ago. And she is you see that big smile. I have to say, I've been around the sport of modern pentathlon over 30 years, and I'm very proud that the athletes of our sport are just really, really good people. There's Alexiev, her teammate Tamas Frölich. The award was presented by Feldmanis and Sami Awad, the competition organizer. Feldmanis from Latvia. He's a member of the UIPM's Business Affairs Committee. And here we are. The silver medal will be going to Joanna Muir and her teammate Miles Pillage. Presenting the awards, we see Mrs. Shiny Fong. She is the Secretary General of the International Modern Pentathlon Union. And there's our winners. There's our silver medalists, Muir and Pillage, in their Team GB uniforms. Shani Fong, the Secretary General of the UIPM, presenting the awards. And she's assisted by Mr. Sami Awad, the Competition Director, Head Coach of Egypt. Former member of the International Modern Pentathlon Coaches Committee. Former chairman, I should say. And that little envelope that you saw Shani Fong hand to Joanna Muir is the cash that the athletes have won. Well done. Again, flowers by Sami Awad to Joanna Muir and Miles Pillage. The athletes at the World Cup level compete not just for medals, but they also compete for the prize money, which is provided by the UIPM and the New Balance, our sponsor. And here's our gold medalists. Irina Prazyantsova and her teammate Kryl Kazyanik. I always got to get that pronunciation right. Kryl Kazyanik. Presenting the awards will be the president of the International Modern Pentathlon Union, Dr. Klaus Schormann. He is assisted by the president of the Egyptian Modern Pentathlon Association, Mr. Sharif El Arian. Sharif is also the vice president of the Egyptian National Olympic Committee and has really done a great job in terms of building a very, very formidable Egyptian presence in the sport of modern pentathlon. They had 3 male athletes ranked in the top 10 going into the Rio Olympic Games. You see Dr. Schormann handing the gold medals out, and shortly we will have the national anthem of Belarus, the final national anthem to play in the Cairo Olympic Stadium for this World Cup of Modern Pentathlon. Second World Cup, and also the second stop of the road to Tokyo 2020, which everybody is on that road. We've got a lot of athletes on that road, and only 36 men and 36 women will see the end of that road in Tokyo. And I think they will shortly have this national anthem. They're the presenter, the awards. The volunteers here in Cairo have just been phenomenal. You're hearing that word a lot from me. Phenomenal, extraordinary, outstanding. That's pretty much sums it up here in Cairo, Egypt. And they're looking for the flag. There we go, the national anthem of Belarus. It's Sunday night here in Cairo, Egypt, and you see the crowds have already left the stadium, trying to get home on this Sunday night. The flag of Belarus being raised. And again, every athlete aspires to this moment to stand on top of the medal dais, on the top platform of the medal dais, and hear your national anthem at least once in your career at the highest level, at the international level. Very nice. There's the obligatory photo op of the leadership. And that really is the gold medal leadership there. You have on the far right Mr. Feldmanis from Latvia. Then you have Mr. El Erian, the president of the Egyptian National Olympic Committee. Dr. Shorman, the president of the Modern Pentathlon Association, International Modern Pentathlon Association. And the Shani Fang, the Secretary General. She's a Chinese native. And then Sami Awad, the organizer of the competition. And of course the teams. Well, this concludes day number 5 of the Cairo World Cup. Second World Cup of the 2017 season. You're going to see these athletes again. These are fresh faces, many of them fairly new to the international scene at the highest level. But everybody's going to gather here in about 6 weeks in Kecskemét, Hungary, which is a little town just outside Budapest. And then 2 weeks after that, for the 4th and final World Cup of the 2017 season, will be in Janków, Poland, which is about an hour across the Polish border from Berlin. And then the top 36 athletes from these 4 World Cups will join in Vilnius, Lithuania at the end of June for what is called the World Cup final. And then everyone will come back here to Cairo, Egypt at the end of August for the World Championships of 2017. So there's nothing but smiles and handshakes as the event winds down here, the 5th day. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, enjoying these 5 days of Modern Pentathlon. Could never have done it without our sponsors, New Balance, Absolute Fencing, Ram, and Lufthansa. Thank you so much. This is Rob Stell signing off and looking forward to the next time. And there's those Egyptian volunteers. They had hundreds of them out here. I have a feeling they're going to be partying like it's 1999. All right.